10 News begins with breaking news.
That breaking news, an American who contracted the coronavirus in Wuhan, China has died. The U.S. Embassy in Beijing confirmed the first American death just tonight. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Lindsay Pena in for Kimberly Hunt. Now, back here in San Diego, 65 evacuees from Wuhan, China are resting in quarantine after arriving at MCAS early this morning. This new group joins the 167 passengers that arrived at Miramar for quarantine earlier this week. This evening, we learned another adult and a child on the first flight are now in observation at a local hospital.
Our 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is live from Miramar. And Laura, we're getting our first on-the-ground look at life inside that quarantine.
Steve, we are. The CDC released pictures and videos late tonight to give us a better idea of what these evacuees are going through in quarantine on base. Now, I am told that they are in good spirits and there have been a few challenges. For the first time, we're getting an up-close look of life in quarantine on base at MCAS Miramar. Late tonight, the CDC releasing these images of the plane full of evacuees on the tarmac. Officials wearing protective gear, hazmat suits, masks, and gloves. The passengers, both adults and children, disembarking also in masks, then boarding a bus that would take them to their home for the next 14 days. Their luggage unloaded by staff, also in rubber gloves.
One of the first things they said is that we're so happy and relieved to be back in America right now.
Caroline Thorman is with the Department of Health and Human Services. Her job is to make sure these U.S. citizens are as comfortable as possible during their quarantine.
So we've got a basketball court, we've got a playground set up for them, and within the quarantine site, we have fields that they can run around in. And if they would like to exercise or do anything of that nature, they're more than welcome.
Thorman has met with the evacuees several times since they've arrived, working to meet their needs, including dietary restrictions and providing necessities. In one case, getting laundry detergent for those needing to wash their clothes.
There have been challenges trying to get things as quickly as possible, and we haven't been able to meet every single need.
They're now accepting donations for things that are still needed for the passengers, trying to get used to life back home.
Like shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, just those necessities.
And if you'd like to make a donation for those that are quarantined on base, you can call the City of San Diego's 211 to find out exactly what is needed and where to take those donations. Reporting live from MCAS Miramar, Laura Acevedo, 10 News.
A San Diego father can finally crack a smile now that his wife and children are almost home.
They didn't go outside. They went out. They were just outside this morning.
Ken Burnett's wife and 2 children are quarantined at Travis Air Force Base in Northern California. They were stuck in Wuhan, China due to the coronavirus outbreak. It took 3 months for Burnett's family to secure a flight to Travis Air Force Base. They landed on Wednesday and have been given access to counselors and toys for the children.
I know they're taking good care of them up there, and the lights at the end of the tunnel.
Burnett says he missed his 1-year-old's first steps and is looking forward to seeing that soon.
A Holland America cruise ship will arrive in San Diego tomorrow morning and depart for the Panama Canal this evening, later that evening. Now, the cruise line says it is taking precautions, so it issued this statement, quote, "We continue to monitor the evolving situation. Our medical experts are coordinating closely with global health authorities to implement enhanced screening, prevention, and control measures for our ships globally." And you can track any developments with this story by downloading our free mobile app. To download it, just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
Carl here has run as an openly gay Republican many times. There's not a secret there.
By the way, Mr. Issa, 1990 called. They're asking for their campaign titles back.
The gloves came off tonight in a candidate forum for 50th congressional district seat. The 4 top candidates are running for the seat Duncan Hunter vacated. 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is in Valley Center where the candidates came out swinging.
There were definitely some fiery exchanges on stage tonight. The candidates didn't hold anything back, at times going after each other's policies and records. 4 candidates walking onto the stage, 3 Republicans and 1 Democrat vying for the 50th district seat to replace Duncan Hunter, who stepped down in January after pleading guilty to campaign fraud. According to a 10 News Union Tribune poll released in mid-January, Democrat Amar Campa-Najjar leads the field with 26%. The Republicans, Darrell Issa and Carl DeMaio, at 21% and 20%, Brian Jones at 12%. A heated moment when Issa was asked about an ad that appears to emphasize his opponent is gay. Issa stood by the ad.
Carl here has run as an openly gay Republican many times. There's not a secret there.
1990 called. They're asking for their campaign tactics back.
The candidates were asked about their stance on immigration, each prioritizing a different facet of the issue.
So getting people out of the books to come out of the shadows and take responsibility is the right thing to do.
We have to reward the people that come here legally.
That I've tried to come up with systems that create a workable guest worker program.
We have to demand border security now.
They were also asked about the high cost of living. The Republicans united in blaming Sacramento.
The fact is, you can't fix stupid. And Sacramento is just stupid.
And continuously increasing property taxes, continuously adding regulations.
Oh, I know there are liberals that say, go ahead, leave. I'll be damned if you run us out of our state that we used to be proud of.
Amar Campa-Najjar blames the Fed, saying California pays a lot in taxes and doesn't see the favor returned.
And we've been giving the federal government money that's ours. We need to see it come back.
The primary is on March 3rd. The top 2 candidates will move on to the November ballot. In Valley Center, Anthony Pura, 10 News.
All right, now to the race for the White House. 7 Democratic candidates gathered in New Hampshire for that debate right here on ABC 10. Following Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders' strong performances in Iowa, both found themselves taking hits from their competitors. ABC's Trevor Ault has the breakdown from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Following a disappointing 4th-place Iowa finish, former Vice President Joe Biden led the debate with some concessions.
I took a hit in Iowa, and I'll probably take a hit here.
But he quickly turned to the aggressive, going after Senator Bernie Sanders for his Medicare for All plan, setting off a stage-wide health care clash.
But Bernie says, and he says he wrote the damn thing, but he's unwilling to tell us what the damn thing's going to cost. It will cost more than the entire federal budget we spend now.
What Medicare for All will do is save the average American substantial sums of money.
The Affordable Care Act is now nearly 10 points more popular than the President of the United States. So why would we talk about blowing it up?
We can start making health care better for Americans from the beginning, but we have to agree to do that.
After a strong performance in Iowa, the candidates also targeting Mayor Pete Buttigieg for his lack of substantive experience.
We need people with experience. That's why I'm worried about Mayor Pete.
We have a newcomer in the White House, and look where it got us.
We need a perspective right now that will finally allow us to leave the politics of the past in the past, turn the page, and bring change to Washington before it's too late.
And also in the crossfire, a candidate not on the stage, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
There are millions of people who can desire to run for office, but I guess if you're worth $60 billion, you have a slight advantage.
I don't think anyone ought to be able to buy their way into a nomination or to be President of the United States.
The New Hampshire primary now happening on Tuesday, and with the delayed Iowa caucus results, it could be the first time in the 2020 campaign a candidate can be officially declared a state victor. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
New video tonight. Take a look at this towering geyser that sprung up in the middle of Bayhoe tonight. This is what it looked like around 5 at Garnett Avenue and Santa Fe Street. The source of all the trouble, a sheared fire hydrant. Crews pounced all over it and had that water shut off after about 30 minutes. Oh, the faces. Some lucky pups there after severe weather ripped the roof off of their training center. This was at the Warrior Canine Connections headquarters in Boyd, Maryland. The group connects disabled veterans with service dogs. The founder said they had to move fast to get his wife, 3 kids, puppies, and trainers to safety in the basement.
And we received a tornado warning, by phone, and it was within 5 minutes that it came roaring through here. So we had just enough time to get dogs to a safe place and the humans to safety.
Thank goodness no puppies or humans were hurt in that storm. There's no word yet on how much the damage will cost the training center.